Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic in 2025. Does it hold up? Is it worth it? Can you play this game in 2025 and still get enjoyment out of it if you're a new player? I think there are some caveats to this. Overall, I think the answer is yes, but you do have to understand a few things. One, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 have never really received any sort of enhancements, kind of like the old, Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2, games that have the enhancements have come along and basically made these games run on modern machines with, resolution scaling, and we can run them on all these different platforms. Haven't really ever seen that sort of treatment. So I would say that if you love good writing, you love amazing Star Wars atmosphere, great soundtracks, phenomenal voiceovers, then yes, if you are someone who is coming into Knights of the Old Republic for the first time, I think you can get great enjoyment out of it. But caveats, right? One of which is the fact that the game does not look very good by modern standards. I'm going to show you what I mean by that right now. And by the way, I may or may not have just purchased Knights of the Republic 1 and 2 for the Xbox today on my Series X because they were on sale for like $3 a pop. And I was like, you know what? I own them on GOG. I've played these games before in the past. Played them when they came out on the Xbox. Years ago, I did multiple playthroughs. I bought them on GOG years ago, but I haven't actually done a full playthrough in a very long time. And I have some spare time coming up in August in between Mafia, the Old Country, and the Gears of War Reloaded that's coming at the end of the month. And I may squeeze in KOTOR and KOTOR 2. We'll see. They were on sale, so I picked them up both for like $7, like $3.63 a pop or something. So anyway, here's what I want to talk about though, because if you go in here, like I'm on the Xbox right now, notice we're in a box frame. Like you're not getting. I'm gonna move this window out of the way actually so I can see this a little bit better. You're not gonna get any like modern resolution scaling for this, and so like I'm on a 4K monitor right now, and we've got slightly fuzzy text everything because it has blown everything up to try to match my monitor size, right? And of course I could bring the window down so that it's not that way, but we want to play it in full screen if we can. So let's just say that we wanted to do this for realsies. We would go in here and it's gonna look like a 20. How many years old is this game? 25 years old. It's been a while. I think this was and I don't even know, to be honest with you, 2000-ish. It's been a long time since this first game came out. But if you can get past the dated graphics and the fact that you're going to be dealing with like fuzzy resolutions and stuff on things, I think that, these games hold a special place in the RPG, history books. I've got the first one loaded up here. I went ahead and picked up the second one too. So I've got KOTOR and KOTOR 2. I'm telling you, it's been a long time, and we've been doing a lot of Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition recently, and we were talking about Knights of the Republic the other day, and I was like, man, wouldn't that be fun if, and then I was like looking at my schedule going, I have a gap in August. This might be something that I can fit in there. I don't know. We'll see if it happens, but I did pick both of these up just to see. So, going in here and picking a character as an example, you got to deal with the fact that there's no scaling. It's all very old school. But one of the parts that's really cool about this is like let's just say you've played Baldur's Gate 3 and you're looking for something different, right? One of the interesting things about this is if you go back in here into the options, like you can fully scale this. So the way I've always played it is like real time with pause, but you can make this to where it's fully turn-based. So you can have the game pause anytime you see an enemy, anytime a party member's down, anytime a horizontal action menu is used, anytime a vertical action menu is used, anytime there's a new target selected, or anytime you can pause it at the end of each combat round. So you can make this a turn-based game if you want it to be, or you can play it like I've always played it, which is real-time with pause. And the game's default is sort of like a real-time combat hybrid version. Like I've turned all of these things off just because, but like the default is like enemy sighted, party member killed, and I think new target selected are the three default options. So it's automatically gonna pause the game when you sight an enemy, but as soon as you've told your characters to do the things you want to do, it then just goes, unless you manually pause the game and go from there. So you can go in here and fully customize how you want to play this game, whether you want it to be that third-party action-adventure game where your characters are doing things based on their UI, or if you're going to go in and do things turn-based. But I think the cool thing about this, for those of you who might not have ever played, quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. If you love the granular aspects of, like, especially because I know we've been playing Neverwinter Nights 2 recently, and there have been quite a few people who have never played that game. But let's say your first CRPG was, Pillars of Eternity or Baldur's Gate 3 or Solasta, and you're looking for other great CRPGs to play. If you can get past the graphics, the only thing that's really holding this game back from being a modern game would be the fact that it looks and feels a little bit like a 25-year-old game. But if you get in here and get past that, you're going to notice that there are, all these different ways to customize your character. There's all these different ways to, spend stats. And let's just say I want to take recommended, go from there. Going into the skills, there's a massive skill tree that you can go through, and these matter, and you and your party matters. So you have party members that you take with you, and it's all class based, so everybody's got their own unique skills, and you have lots of different characters you can bring to the table. I'm just going to say recommended for now, so I can do that. We have feats that you can take. We'll take recommended for now. Give yourself a name, do that, and then we can click play, which I'm not going to do because I want to save the gameplay for a different video. But the cool thing is like going in here and realizing that there are a ton of characters that you can bring into the party. There's tons of characters you can romance. There is a depth of gameplay here that, for those of you who have never played these original, like, old school BioWare games, there's a lot here. And granted, the first one is BioWare. The second one is considered by many to be better than the first one. It launched in a weird, sort of buggy state and had a bunch of content that was cut, which eventually made it back in patches and stuff. But it was one of Obsidian Entertainment's early games. I think they did that before Neverwinter Nights 2, actually, and it's what established them as another dominant force in the RPG space. So if you've never played these games before, I would say you might want to look into them. Again, you do have to get past the fact that they look and feel like 25-year-old games, 25-year-old games, but there's a lot to be said for how amazing, from a storyline perspective, a music perspective, the dialogue, the voice acting, everything. Really, really legendary RPGs, Knights of the Republic 1 and 2. And there may or may not be something happening in August on my channel around these. Just stay tuned, because I haven't confirmed anything yet, but anyway, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 4:35 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch. And I'll see everybody in the next one.